For our inaugural episode of Leaving Earth Updates on Humanity, we cover the NASA launch of Artemis 1 to the moon, and if we've actually set foot there before, as well as rising tensions with the US, China, and Russia.
Our weekly update on Klaus Schwab, and a game we like to play called Tom Cruise or Mel Gibson. All that and more coming up now on Leaving Earth Updates on Humanity. Banter, but before we get going, all right, buddy.
All right,
we're fucking live.
We're fucking doing it, dude. I'm so excited.
Cheers.
Woo! That's the good shit.
It's courtesy of Elijah Craig, mostly courtesy of my neighbor Josh, who brought it over for my housewarming party last year.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, nice guy.
That's a hell of a gift. The cancer and everything, or just the bottle?
No, the cancer we just got. I did not have anything to do with the cancer. I think it was a shower gift.
Really?
From Shauna, yeah. So.
Damn, they know you, don't they?
They did. They did. That was like the one thing I got. That and the lamp that my uncle made out of like some pipe. Something. Yeah, it was an interesting gift. I love it. Put it up on the desk upstairs. So.
I'll have to take a look at it. Was it like an industrial lamp just made out of pipe?
Yeah, and it also fits like the jar lamps, like those mason jar lamps that I have.
Okay, yeah.
Up there that hang from the ceiling. So, but yeah,
it fits that ensemble.
It does.
That's
it does fit the ensemble a bit. So this is the first episode of Leaving Earth, Updates on Humanity. Leaving Earth, a three-pronged mastermind idea.
I like pronged.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny. I didn't even think of this. The microphones that we use have three prongs. They honestly look like little spacecraft themselves.
They really do.
The blues.
The blue snowballs.
The blues, baby. Got the blues and the blue lights. No blue buds, but...
yeah,
did you hit it already?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? You didn't cough that much.
I tried not to. We're recording.
Blue hide as well.
Blue hide, yeah.
You let me know when you're ready.
All right.
No smoking in the basement, at least for now.
But what flavor is it?
It's Energize.
So what, Red Bull?
It's Red Bull.
All right.
They also make Monster ones, too. They're pretty good.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Do you want to try it?
I'll try it.
All right.
I'm going to fucking cough
like
my
2 minutes
ass
in,
off.
we haven't even gotten to the first topic yet, but whatever. There you go. A lot of people, when they hit it for the first time, they cough like crazy.
Yeah, I know that. That's why I didn't take a huge hit.
It's a different...
Oh, there it is. There it is.
There's a filter on the bottom. You can turn it down. You can move it from...
Damn, you got that shit jacked up.
Yeah, that's all the way up.
Let's turn that bitch down a little.
There you go. Now that's going to drag more like a cig, as opposed to just a straight electronic cancer stick.
That's not bad.
Which it is. Yeah. Just get to the point. I wait around smoking, cigs, rags, menthols, and shit like that, but get to the point. Which we haven't done yet.
We have not done yet at all. We have no point yet.
All right, so the point, I guess, as the first episode is to test our mettle and cover some topics that we find interesting, think that other people might find interesting that aren't really followed as much or maybe opinionated as much from this point of view.
Trust me, we're going to give our opinions.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of that. But uneducated ones. And I think that's the most important thing to say because they're all uneducated opinions.
Very uneducated.
Neither of us work in any fields that we're going to be talking about.
Not even a little bit. I'm in a warehouse.
Yeah, I'm in staffing.
So, so not even close.
Yeah. So I'm in sales, and that's great and all, but, we talk about these things, and it's kind of like almost at times like voodoo to say outside of, the workplace, so... I'll just get the disclaimer out there that these opinions are my own.
It's probably good to get out right now. Yeah.
These are all my own.
These are all our own opinions.
But we don't
take them to the bank
too far on it. First one, though, is because in Leaving Earth fashion, Artemis 1, which is the NASA mission to the moon, figured if we are leaving Earth after all, and the story that we'll tell between all different podcasts are kind of surrounding that one idea, why not start with Artemis 1, which of those are unfamiliar, is the launch to eventually settle the moon.
And future launches to Mars.
Yes.
Yeah, they actually want to build a fully functioning shuttle launch right on the moon to catapult us into space.
Yeah. You got to start somewhere, right?
Why not the moon? Fuck it.
So this is today. This is actually August 29th, 2022. We were supposed to have the launch today. Was hoping to have some cool footage or just some tales of what actually had happened, but this was pushed back. I want to say this has been happening a lot, that it was originally supposed to launch like a couple years ago, or maybe even in the beginning of the project, which was like back in 2017, and it has not just come to suffice.
I did read something earlier on this page about it already being out of budget and behind schedule, which is obvious because they didn't launch today.
Yeah, I was saying that it wasn't launched today because of like some engine cooling issue.
Yeah, something about the hydrogen and liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. There was a flange in between them, and the fabric of the flange deteriorated.
Okay.
So my question is, why are you using an old ass flange? Why don't you put a brand new flange in that motherfucker?
Well, and I wasn't even going to get into it this fast, but it's 2022. We've been working on this project for 8 years. It's supposed to happen many, many times before. Never launched. Is it intentional because they just don't really have the resources and money for it? Or what really is the delay? There's always a problem, no matter what.
And then you got to think about it. Okay, so not once does this project bring in Elon Musk. Wasn't he the billionaire philanthropist that got into NASA for this reason, for the space shuttle?
They used
and then they
Lockheed Martin. Yeah, that's who made the shuttle.
So why aren't we using Elon's? Elon's has got a proven rocket.
And it's bigger.
He's
got a bigger rocket.
And it's pointy because he wanted it more pointy.
Big pointy rocket coming out of Elon Musk.
Yeah, no shit.
He's also kind of fat. Actually, I saw that he
lost like 20 pounds or something.
What, like 2 weeks?
Fucking intermittent fasting. I am a proponent of intermittent fasting. Just saying.
You think that's what Elon did?
That's what it said. That's what the article said. The headline.
He just starved himself.
Yeah. I wasn't quick enough for clickbait. All right?
He looked like a polar bear at one point, but yeah, I mean it makes sense because I just feel like NASA was it for a long time because any way to get to space had to be through some type of government, and the free market eventually caught up after NASA had I wouldn't say like failed, but they just didn't take like the next step. Couldn't get enough funding. It's not really their own. It's not really their fault.
We already went to the moon, so everybody said, "Nah, I don't need to fund you no more." Allegedly. We already been there. Oh, we're going allegedly already?
Allegedly.
All right.
Like O.J. Simpson, allegedly.
Yeah, my hand don't fit in the glove, motherfucker.
I just have to say that I was at the Bills training camp back in 2019, and there was a guy there who had a O.J. Simpson jersey on, and instead of Simpson on the nameplate, it said allegedly. You guys just walk around in public at St. John Fisher.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
That's awesome. I'd buy that fucking jersey.
Yeah. But,
oh, shit.
So I wouldn't get too much into that because, I mean, obviously,
there's
a lot of evidence. There's a lot of evidence to say that we have been to the moon. But those theories always interest me because thinking about why we haven't gone back since 1972. Maybe it was the money. Maybe it was like we've already done it before. We don't really have the technology to colonize it yet.
True.
So we'll come back when we're ready to do that, and then use it as a slingshot to Mars.
But you also got those other people that say that we actually have gone and haven't gone back because there's aliens on the moon.
Yeah, there's that's a good theory too. I think that almost every single astronaut who was during the Apollo program has admitted that there was some type of...
There is something in the sky.
Something up there. Whether it was on the moon or somewhere in between Earth and the moon.
Yeah.
They saw it.
Yeah.
Buzz Aldrin.
You can't really take his credit anymore because he's crazy.
Maybe because he fucking saw the aliens.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
that might be it, but he's crazy.
That was scary fucking straight.
Yeah.
I thought he was going up there to see angels.
Saw these gray motherfuckers, that freaked me out too.
I went up there and saw God. But he didn't look like God.
That's awesome.
But I would say, it's great that this is happening. That NASA is actually back in the game, doing something to get out of this.
But they also needed 4 other countries to get with them.
Was it Japan?
Canada, Brazil's in the mix, actually. And who the
I
hell
think that was it Britain?
Yes, Britain, Great Britain.
Maybe the EU altogether. Because
Yeah.
they I think they share a lot of their space stuff.
Yeah.
You ever seen Space Force with Steve Carell?
I love that movie or show.
Yeah.
That show is great.
Bring
back Space Force. God damn it.
It was perfect timing.
It was.
And
then fucking Trump made Space Force.
Yeah.
No.
I think that.
Or did that came
show,
after?
Yeah. It wasn't like Mighty Ducks. It was the other way around, yeah.
You know the main launch site for Artemis is the Space Force launch pad at Kennedy Center?
It's a legitimate thing now.
It's a fucking thing.
I mean, to say that there was some things that he left behind that weren't so good, he made Space Force. I mean, if anything, it got a Steve Carell shitty Office knockoff version.
About space.
It's enjoyable. What's his name? John Malkovich is in it. He's fucking incredible.
I love that guy.
He's just, every single thing he's in is just fantastic.
I can't tell you how much.
It's a little woke. The show is a little woke. I'll say that. Like, which a lot of Netflix shows are, but it's funny because Steve Carell is Steve Carell.
What more can you say? Yeah. I would pay a lot of money to see the video that John Malkovich buried. In the time vault.
He buried what? What did he do?
He made you never heard this?
No.
He wrote, produced, and directed his own movie. Okay. And then buried it in a time vault.
It wasn't being John Malkovich? He's got to be an alien.
You're going to go straight to alien?
Well, I mean, let's say this. There's going to be a few running themes to this. It'll be, extraterrestrials, tinfoil hat conspiracies, and, everything else in between. Probably hallucinogens here and there.
Oh, yeah.
If and then we may have ever taken any. John Malkovich, though, he just seems like a guy that would be...
He is out there. Let's just get out of that.
You'd never have any type of normal conversation like, hey, John, how's your day going? It's never, he'd be some kind of like the vortex of, the sun is boiling and Argentinian farmers are disrupting their entire lives. Yeah. It's like, okay. So, John cool. I was just wondering if you want to go get some food.
That is John Malkovich right there.
Yeah.
John Malkovich on filming his vision of 2115, then locking it away in a time capsule.
Okay.
So he made a movie.
So he filmed it all himself.
He filmed it all himself.
And it's not being John Malkovich.
It's not being John Malkovich.
Okay. It's being John Malkovich 2.
Sure. Which was locked in a safe Wednesday night, timed to open automatically on November 18th, 2115. A limited number of invitations were passed out. Who the hell's going to make that screening?
2115?
2115.
So what's that? That's less than 100 years away, I guess.
So what? He's telling granddaughters upon granddaughters to go see this fucking thing? Because he's old, motherfucker.
Do you think... What would he put on there?
I don't know.
That, would just kind of like last the time of that many years. Think about 100 years from like today back then.
Think about 20 years from now.
Yeah.
I mean, we were being god-awful human beings 20 years ago.
People were going to penny arcades 100 years in the past.
Yeah.
Whereas, John Malkovich definitely, he got himself into one of that. Because he might be seeing, he might never find that vault. People will pull it out and laugh their balls off at it and be like, look at these idiots.
I want to know if you have to have a ticket. If you have to have a ticket and he passed them out already, ain't nobody keeping that movie ticket. That movie ticket will go through the fucking washing machine.
Well, when did he put it in the vault? This is a good test on inflation.
When did he go into the vault?
You never know. John Malkovich might end up revealing himself as the Messiah, and that could
November of 2015. So 100 years ago, November. Yeah. So 100 years in the future, he did this because it was buried in November of 2015.
Okay. All right. Well, we got off on the first tangent with John Malkovich.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Because he's worth it. But yeah, going back, I guess, the Artemis project, hoping to see that take off. So there's a few other things I wanted to touch on with that. Would be, are moon rocks actually able to be used as some sort of fusion material?
Like a nuclear fusion kind of thing?
I guess. So there were studies there was an article I read earlier. I didn't save it because it was a while ago. It was back in like 2008. They were studying it here. And then more recently, they're studying it in China.
Okay.
To see if they can use the moon material And I think it was through like a fusion or fission, one of those process.
Whatever those mean, okay.
And it would just create some form of energy, like as opposed to like oil, anything else, natural gas. So like that, I mean, it is pretty obvious that if they know that's possible, that's going to be just an absolutely untapped market of corporations being able to go up there and mine it. And it's going to be the same ones that probably mine for oil right now.
Well, yeah, because they got the money.
Yeah. It's almost think about when pot shops open up. The first people that get dibs on opening up pot shops are liquor store owners. Did you know that?
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
No.
New York State. Yeah. My dad's neighbor's liquor store owner, he's like, yeah, if I wanted to, I could open up my own store. He didn't, but he was like, they give them kind of first dibs.
No shit.
Knowing that it's going to cut into the market, you've already made your way. You're basically a reliable part of society.
Yeah, you're a staple part of this.
A little different between oil barons and liquor store owners, but I mean, it's kind of the same thing.
It's relatable.
They have the connections already, the distribution.
Yeah.
The clientele.
The guys are right out outside their door.
Yeah.
Let's clean up the streets,
so
that
would be actually, I mean, incredible. It would seem that there's unlimited supply of that. Now, you don't really hear a lot about that, though.
But is that unlimited supply? Because what's that going to do to our fucking shit?
What?
If we start mining the moon.
Well,
like, do we know what the implications are of mining the moon? Because that's some serious shit. Like
some high tides.
Yeah, some real high tides. Are we gonna have global flooding? Like we're gonna need Noah again, motherfucker. Like,
guess you don't really know until you start trying. But
I mean, that's how we base this podcast off of. But what the fuck, dude? We're mining the moon.
You might as well mine. You gotta mine somewhere. You run out of resources here. You know, hop along the freaking solar system.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I guess.
I think so. With that, with China studying it, like how did they get the moon rocks? Is what I'm thinking of. So they.
Good question.
I don't think a lot of it's like this race to the moon, and they say, well, I'm just race back to the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll maybe dive into that conspiracy once or twice. But because we'll follow this story a lot, I'm sure, as our time keeps going. I think the next launch is supposed to be September 2nd. We'll probably find something to push that, which will probably be out before. That'll probably happen before this comes out. Never know. Right around the same time.
Yeah, September 2nd.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just been pushed back for a while. And you kind of like, all right, what is actually holding it up from going up there? But
is it people or is it actual false?
Yeah. But they keep saying it like that. The U.S. is trying to beat China back to the moon. I
haven't heard anything about China trying to go to the moon.
They are. And then apparently they're studying moon rocks. But how would you get the moon rocks?
But
they have something up there getting.
How come I haven't heard anything about a rocket from China?
I don't think you.
Is that just because I'm not from China? Is that the whole reason?
What is the satin? Does that come from China?
Satin.
I was gonna say not the iron.
That's
curtain.
a textile. I don't
satin
think that's
curtain. I don't know.
the satin
silk.
curtains.
That's it. Silk. The silk curtain. I think it's the silk. Is that India?
Silk.
The Silk Road. I don't know. That goes back to
Silk Road. Isn't that the?
I don't know, one of the Tang dynasties or something like that.
I thought the Silk Road was the drug distribution thing.
Oh, that was. Yes, that was what they called it. But I think that was kind of a take on, obviously, the original Silk Road, which I believe was through
India.
Like India,
I think it was India.
Through back to Europe.
Yeah.
Crazy to think about how they fucking traveled that far back then. It must have taken them months. Just traveling like camelback or fucking horse, carried wagon.
Yo, my inner glutes would hurt so bad for riding a goddamn horse that goddamn long.
Yeah. So I wonder so many people were bow-legged, just walking around. Everyone just walking around, hobbling.
And now you wonder why cowboys just have that little jaunt, you know? It's because their fucking groin hurts, motherfucker.
That's why Yosemite Sam looks like that. I never knew.
Exactly.
Geniuses. There's geniuses over at Warner Bros. Actually, I have a Warner Bros. Story for us later on, if we ever get to it. I don't know. Is that good?
I think we're good on Artemis.
Yeah. So, I mean, kind of on the same
Obviously, we probably should tell them if you want us to talk more about something, email us.
Yeah.
leavingearthpodcast@gmail.com.
Yep. We'll cover that for a bit, I think. Yeah. Artemis 1...
Yeah, that's going to be an ongoing story because
hopefully the launch goes well. We wish them well.
I am really interested in this.
What is that? Thursday?
That's why
Friday.
I can't stop reading these
Friday
articles.
Yeah.
Friday,
yeah. So yeah, we got some more stuff coming up. I know we're going to touch on not China today. I think Ukraine.
Ukraine.
A little bit on that.
Yeah, how about the Ukraine?
Your lead in.
Yeah.
I tell you what. First, before we even get into that, there was what is it now? 6 months into the conflict, roughly.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And they started it right after this current offensive, I think is what it's called, because the conflict's been going on since 2014.
Yeah,
I remember I was working one of my first jobs, and there was 2 Ukrainian kids that worked with us, 2 brothers, and they said, "Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You know, a lot of people back there, but it wasn't really as overblown." And it was, I think it was, what was it? They annexed Crimea. That was during that whole offensive.
Okay.
So this time around, it was way different. It was like way more. I mean, you see it still
way
to this
more
day.
hostile.
Like and it's just everyone getting on board.
Yeah. Well, we
for
have,
3 months
because we have social media now.
Yeah, I mean, they still see the occasional Ukrainian flag in someone's post, and that's not to say that I even disagree with the obvious reason of Ukraine to defend themselves.
Yeah,
they're a sovereign state.
Yeah.
I would be right there.
I'd be right there with. Yeah, I'd be right there with them with a gun.
That's my land.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's my land.
Where I'm from, who I am, what I believe, my family, my traditions, my lineage. My children's children.
It all comes back to where you're from.
Your homeland.
Exactly.
The motherland.
The motherland.
And it's fucked up what they do. In war. Anytime in war, it's just fucked up.
100%. I do not condone war.
So what are we doing?
But
it's 2022.
But I also heard that it's a mutual conflict. Like, Russia wants to go with war just as much as Ukraine wants to go to war.
Yeah, there's money in going to war.
Yeah.
They're getting pumped full of our tax dollars.
Oh, 100%.
There's definitely incentive to keep the war going.
And say Russia wins. Are we going to have these sanctions on the oil forever for Russia?
There's no winning.
Okay.
At least I don't think.
There is no winning.
If they would have won,
if Russia wins versus Ukraine, they get demolished by the world.
Yeah,
that's what happens. And then China gets involved, and then we got nuclear fucking bombs going off. Fuck that. Yeah. But you got to think about it this way too. Hunter Biden's laptop. Right?
Great segue into that one.
Hunter Biden's laptop had a whole bunch of pictures of him doing drug paraphernalia.
Yeah.
And also is the big part. Also had confirmation of Hunter Biden trying to set up meetings with President Biden and the Ukrainian president.
Okay. Yeah, they definitely they've met.
So
it's been there for a while. They've been doing
Hunter Biden was facilitating these though.
Yeah.
So he was getting a cut of this bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay.
To the big man.
So guess what? You know what? Trump seemed, in all intents and purposes, for the public eye of America, that he was befriending Putin. Right?
It seemed like it.
Okay.
It seemed pretty cozy.
Trump gets out of office. Putin goes to war with Ukraine.
Yeah, it's immediate.
Okay. What happened in Ukraine? Hunter Biden was setting up meetings for the then vice president. So what's going on in Ukraine that the Bidens have a piece in that they need government politics to help them get through? So are they making those bioweapons that China says that they're making?
Yeah. China in the way that, we are enemies with them as we are enemies with Russia. But it seems to flip depending on who's in office in the United States.
100%.
Who's our biggest rival?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, China is our biggest rival.
100%. They
economically, technology, human population. Jesus, I mean, they are definitely the number one adversary of anyone. And there's a good book that I'll just quickly plug, Ray Dalio's Principles. And it's based on the principles for changing world orders, and it just goes through. I've told you there's.
Oh yeah.
Goes through the cycles all the way back from China, from the early Chinese dynasties. He takes the same type of metrics, whether it's economic activity, education, literacy, innovation, your ability to be competitive in trades, your military, all that stuff. When you need a lighter, you need the vape.
Yeah, I need the hide.
Here, rip it pretty good.
Why do you want me to cough on this thing?
Well, actually, turn it down before you do it, just because I think it might be dying off a little bit. I charged it for a bit today, but I hit it like a fiend. Shit.
What the fuck are you talking about? All right,
and that's a wrap for us today. We've gotten to 2 topics of 85. Just kidding.
China. That's what you're talking about.
So the book, Ray Dalio's book.
Yes.
They were. They talk about all the cycles, basically just leading through the Dutch Empire to the British Empire to the rise of the American Empire, and then now to the current rise of the Chinese Empire. Mm-hmm. And it's just a book full of graphs. It's kind of hard to read. It's huge. There's actually 3 books within the book, really. The history part, the economics part, and then I think I haven't gotten to the last part yet, but I'm pretty sure that's like the kind of the future of what he's looking, what might happen. Yeah. He's a billionaire real estate investor, Ray Dalio. It's a good book, but they're dominating. That's the number 1 adversary. The problem is right now everyone is worried about Ukraine and, like you said, China, who is just trying to stir the pot everywhere.
But are they trying to stir the pot?
They stir it in their own way.
True.
Fucking TikTok. That's stirring the pot.
Well, I guess
Biden, the youth.
I guess Biden had a phone call with, what's his name?
Z?
I think
it's President Z, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know how to pronounce it. My bad.
ZZ Bay.
My bad, Z. All right.
Still call him a certain character.
Gotcha.
Disney. You know what I'm talking about? You heard that one?
No.
Did you see that South Park episode?
Oh, it's South Park? I can understand
South
Park.
Well, it's a true story. He doesn't like to be called a certain character from 100 Acre Wood who's a bear. But, yeah.
Oh, yes.
That's why the character's like banned in China. No that's shit. Actually, I think that was the name of the South Park episode, Banned in China.
No shit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he had a phone call with President Biden during the beginning stages of this conflict. That's what they like to say. Not war, but conflict.
Yes, of course.
All right. So
armed conflict.
And Biden basically said, yo, don't get involved or there's going to be consequences. And Z basically said, nah, fuck that. I think you're making bioweapons. Yeah. So, I mean, what's going to happen in the future? We got 3 world powers. 3 world powers going at war.
When you think the bioweapon is, though, it doesn't necessarily have to mean nukes.
I don't think it means nukes. I think it means another COVID-19.
Yeah, worse.
Yeah.
A real
that it will actually kill people.
Yeah. And I've heard
not that it didn't kill people, but it will actually severely diminish our population. Yeah. That's what I meant by that.
Which is kind of the goal of some of the globalists out there that have been on record of saying it. It's not anything that we ourselves here are making up. Just taking the direct quotes, words, and actually a book that I have right here in front of me with our boy Klaus.
Oh,
which
boy,
we'll get into.
Yeah, we need to figure out that guy.
Should we roll into Klaus?
We can roll into Klaus. That's fine.
I'm gonna head back on. So real quick though, on the China or Ukraine, I know that's obviously something that's been rolling. Oh yeah, crack one open. We actually I need to go get another one.
Yeah, probably.
We can pause that before we go into the rapid fire round.
Oh boy!
And towards the end, Tom Cruise or Mel Gibson.
I can't wait.
We've really been. This is the thing that's been excited me the most. I think about
that part.
I don't know why.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of laughs.
Yeah, there's some good. So basically, it's not. I think it was like Tom Cruise and Mel Gibson, so completely radically different from each other. It's perfect. Maybe there could be other ones that we can come up with that are just like the same way and as famous because you gotta find people that you know.
Yeah.
So different scenarios, whether we think one or the other was the better fit.
Yeah.
And why. So yeah, Klaus Schwab. So I don't know if we would be doing weekly updates on this, maybe monthly, because he doesn't really post as much or talk as much now that he's been put on blast by pretty much everyone. But I first heard about him probably as anyone else does, which is on the random alt sites of Twitter or Disclosed News, which I know is one of them. I have no problem plugging, definitely Twitter handles that I come across. Disclosed News, definitely right-wing bias to its own degree. But post a lot of stuff that you would never see otherwise. And then you have to go find... And they post almost every other time either videos of them talking.
Are you saying there's a biased media?
Oh, yeah. Even
wow.
Did you know there's biased Twitter accounts out there?
Of course there are.
People, they see them through those lenses. Yeah, imagine that.
Those lenses?
Those lenses.
Those things are called eyes. Unless you're a AI bot on Twitter.
Yeah. That or a freaking sentient bot made by Google.
Sentient bot made by Google.
Oh, boy. Yeah. No, I think that there's... So Disclose is a good one. But basically this guy who came up with the World Economic Forum back in 1971. Pretty sure he's like Belgian, something German. His parents either were from Nazi Germany and his dad worked for some company, somewhat ties to it. You can't really find a good answer on it. That alone should sketch you out.
Yeah, I don't know where this guy's from.
His history. They lived under the regime, and they're like, okay, so they were complacent.
Complacent and kind of flew under the radar after World War II, if you know what I mean.
It's just a little under the radar, under the flak jacket. So he's been doing this for, obviously, like I said, since 1971, so over 50 years.
Doing what, though?
Globalizing governments, teaching people the ways that he sees kind of like the new world order, the new way of how governments work, and nowadays especially how technology and augmented reality plays into it.
Okay.
It's no surprise that he's very close with people like Albert Bourla, who is the CEO of Pfizer, who regularly attends the World Economic Forum meetings in, I think it's Geneva, Switzerland. And you see every year when they go to this, I don't know if they went there this year, or maybe it's Davos. He's from, that's where he's from, Davos. Yes, Davos. While he was at Davos, he said something about a pill that had a chip in it that will immediately alert authorities. What the fuck does that mean? It is what it means.
But why would
he doesn't frame it that way when he speaks. I guess most of the time he says it alerts you when you're sick. It alerts you when you have a certain, maybe a virus, COVID-19. Okay, so that's an easy example because we've just gone through the pandemic for 2 years, and he was obviously right there. He wrote the book, which is sitting here right in front of me. I'm not joking. This is the name of the book. It's COVID-19: The Great Reset by Klaus Schwab and Thierry Melert. I don't know.
We're really bad at
no pronunciation skills. We've also been drinking, and trying this technology that we're using out for a bit.
Fucking microphone.
So the whole thing really, he uses the COVID-19 pandemic as leverage to advance the policies, which I don't think anyone could deny. At this point, if you are somewhat denying it, you probably just agree with it. That's where you're at. It's okay. Admitting it's the first step. But for everyone else that somewhat enjoys sovereignty, freedoms, liberties, democracy, which gets thrown around like a fucking 2-cent candy these days.
This shit that we're doing right now, free speech, saying whatever the fuck we want right now.
Not worried about the Fed window coming to life up there.
The Fed window. I forgot about the Fed window.
The Fed window, depending if you say too much. One window in the room we're in right now, currently in my basement, is the window, and we early on dubbed it the Fed window.
It is a little basement window, like you would imagine, just not glass block, just pane window.
Some of Klaus's friends. But here's the thing. So
Send me Klaus's friends.
Send Klaus's friends. So here's the thing about him is he has now, after all this years, amassed enough donations, political favors, just knowledge, and now these people, mostly technocrats or pharmaceutical companies like Pfizer. I want to say Facebook was there. I can't remember. I don't know if Zuckerberg went. They have people though in government go. Justin Trudeau, Canadian Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, the old UK Prime Minister.
We can't go without saying...
Oh yeah, we have to go no politicians.
I didn't say no politicians, but we can't go another minute without saying Trudeau is Castro's son. Like, come on.
This is a tinfoil hat podcast.
Like, come on.
I support that. Okay. Tinfoil hat +1, BJ.
Okay.
We didn't give any out for that not landing on the moon because I think we both kind of agree they probably did.
They probably did.
We can
if they didn't...
We'll know probably more now with them up there.
If there's a fucking flag.
If they go back. We can't find the flag.
If you can't find the flag.
I didn't mention that. We did not find the flag.
No shit.
But yeah, Klaus Schwab. Updates this week. He's the WF guy. Look him up. I mean, honestly, there's some of those things in this book, because I did read, as you can see, it's a very typical book. I've read the first 31 pages and then got bored, started reading something else. he makes some pretty good points on why we do need to kind of come back from the capitalism part of society, the ruthless parts of capitalism, but still have a free market and not a one global system.
Well, that's really, kind of where we're going into right now. Is we're going into not a free market, like 4 or 5 people own the entire market. Like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, like Bill Gates, they all own everything.
Yeah.
So how are you supposed to break out from that?
You can't, especially when you want to try to do something.
At least not in a capitalistic society, because in my mind they earned every right of that, and just because he gets to buy out everybody, it sucks, but he earned it.
Oh, those people get paid.
Yeah, 100%.
They buy out those companies. And
I'm hoping someone buys out this podcast. Yeah. Fucking A. Come on, Spotify, I'm here. First, we did inaugural podcast, and I'm calling for a Spotify contract.
We get about 7 listeners on this one. You never know. Get out there, Spotify. Got us following. He actually wanted to plug. It was Glenn the band, the one Connor from the guy who did our intro song. And he was like, he's the first thing he said. He goes, as long as you guys don't get a deal with Spotify, then go ahead and go for it. So thanks, bud.
Appreciate
you guys, Glenn the band. So this week in Klaus Schwab news, it was the chip, the augmented reality. And this was kind of something, I don't know if you ended up listening to the Rogan podcast with Zuckerberg.
I did not.
Augmented reality is really where everyone's going. So it's basically...
We're going to be gamer,
It's going to be just not easy to get everyone to adapt to that.
Fuck no. I'm against it.
I think, would it be cool to turn on and off? Yeah, but that's not how it works.
No, it's either on or it's off.
So what I would say in this article, I think I just pulled up the World Economic Forum's page. Augmented tech can change the way we live, but only with the right support and vision. Again, this is a opinion piece by Kathleen Phillips. It's funny when I noticed this in a couple of their articles. As soon as you scroll down, it says, help us prevent the spread of disinformation. Because as soon as they post anything...
Red flag.
As soon as they post anything, everyone just immediately goes, oh, the Satanists are back! Yeah! 666 in the logo, bro. Look at that. World Economic Forum. Look at this curve going through. You see it? There's the logo. I mean, it is a little sketchy.
It is a little sketchy.
And there's a lot of 6s in it prevalent. My brother, the flat earther, which we'll probably have on this pod many times.
He's a flat earther?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Well, he said he's not a flat earther, but he's getting into flat earth. Just,
what the fuck does that mean?
Well, he showed me a bunch of maps, and a lot of them, the UN and all of them, they use the flat earth map instead of the globe.
Okay.
For some reason, that's the logo they all use now, the new logos. I was like, okay. There's other things. There's other videos. Obviously, people actually do believe the Earth is flat. So
he's taking a UN logo as fact for flat Earth.
Well, we
need to have him on. Keep going on, yes, Charles.
We will have him on here. He's not really into it, but he said it is.
Oh, I'm going to ask him some questions.
Some convincing material.
I will ask him some
He'll
questions.
Be on here plenty. So
I'm sure he will.
So going through theirs, it's basically, they say how people have visual and hearing aids right now. It's normal for people to have that. Why wouldn't it be normal to have chips in your brain that lets you go in and out of different augmented realities?
Oh, it's going to be novelty, man. It's going to be marketable.
In augmented society. That's
Didn't he say in that article that it's all right to just do it to babies?
Yeah, he wants to do it to children.
He just wants to straight up do it to infants, right?
It was mostly, though, so there's obviously the economic, or the what's it, the Economic Forum. Is this the page that just went on? Oh, no, this is the one where it says there's rational reasons to microchip children.
Yeah. From
Klaus Schwab. That's him right there. You didn't see this picture? Does he not look like a Power Rangers villain? Look at that suit.
Version. Yeah.
Look at that. I mean, I'm sorry.
Star Trek or something.
First of all, if you're gonna be, why can't you just wear a regular suit? I mean, he does normally, but when you dress like that,
that is a villain attire.
Look like a fucking Star Wars villain. That was the
all he's missing is the hood. Yeah. Fucking Sith Lord.
He was he was like the heir apparent to Darth Sidious or whatever. It's just ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
And he wears that, and it's okay, well, if you want people to not think you're trying to be, taking over the world, why are you dressing like that?
Yeah.
And saying shit like, eat the bugs.
What?
Yeah.
That's what he says? Eat
I mean,
stability.
they're really moving towards... That's a big thing for a lot of them. So Bill Gates is heavily involved with WEF. He's close with Klaus Schwab.
Of course he is.
They're all close.
Of course.
You look up the attendee list of who went to those meetings for the last few years and just blows your mind. People in government agencies, people in technology, obviously, pharmaceuticals. It is pretty easy to kind of connect a web without really even going that far into it. You just look at the people who are going to these meetings who try to change policy within government, and they're doing it.
Yeah.
Justin Trudeau. Yeah. So, real quick, I am Canadian, so I went up to my family's cabin this past year and talked to them, and it was the first time back in Canada since
That's
COVID.
the pandemic?
Yep. Missed a lot of them. Hopefully a lot of them can come down for the wedding this fall.
Are they allowed here?
Vaccinated. You had to be vaccinated.
Do you have to be vaccinated to go there?
Yeah. You had to go. You had to put it into like an app Arrive can. And did you forget to switch it back to the low mode?
No, it's on low.
Oh boy.
Hit the high too hard.
Yeah, that was a little...
Wow.
Works though.
That works.
Straight shot. Why wait, right?
I'm wide awake.
Get to the point.
Yeah.
Get to the point. So I was in Canada and I was talking to my cousins, few relatives that are up there, and they said the same thing. A lot of people in Canada, we get it. We're different. It is more communal as socialists. And they pay a lot in taxes, but a lot of people do work for the government. So that's the thing, is a lot of jobs are predominantly government jobs.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be as many. Even when you work in the media up there, it's government-owned media. There's hardly any independent media in Canada. So you don't really get any kind of picture that's not already state approved.
Correct, but is that better or worse than what we got now? We have too much media.
Yeah, there's got to be some kind of middle ground. That's the thing, is like no matter what type of system exists, whether it's in America where it's hyper partisan, just ridiculous hard left takes or hard right takes that are really only meant to alienate people on one end or the other.
Which is not normal America.
It's not.
Normal America is right in the middle.
It's not Walter Cronkite reading the news off of that regular voice and saying, you decide news kind of thing, which we wanted to call this show. But okay, Updates on Humanity sounded better. Or you have the state-funded media, which and a lot of times is technically worse because you have a lot likely that they're going to try to stomp out the competition, any type of independent journalism with force, because they already own
all of
the media.
Yeah. So why there's no point in even trying.
So it's hard to. I mean, a lot of them.
It's hard to be free speech right there, because how are you going to get all sides of the story?
Yeah, a lot of them know.
At least now we can, search shit out. But
a lot of them know, kind of what's happening.
Yeah.
But they say and it's so crazy because I without even asking, without even saying what what's that, they go, oh well, it's all about that Klaus Schwab. Yeah, the WF man. He's brutal. I'm like, really? I'm like, you guys know about him? I'm like, I thought it was just kind of like little conspiracy theory people that were just crazy like me who had the book and read it and was like, wow, this guy's got some plans for us.
At least the first 31 pages.
Yeah, the first 31 pages. I bought the book. It's a history book. I got a lot of books, a lot of weird ones, a lot of history ones too as well, which is important.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I couldn't believe they actually knew about it, and that's true because he's proud of them. And there's clips of Klaus Schwab talking about Justin Trudeau, other politicians, the lady from New Zealand. Jacinda something, she's nuts. They go even harder than Australia. I think it's either New Zealand or Australia. That lady Jacinda.
For what? Go harder for what?
She's prime minister. She's going COVID lockdown stuff. Or just big globalization, kind of one government, surveillance state. Okay. Big Brother. There's Big Brother.
I fucking hate that show.
You do hate that show?
I fucking hate that show.
I've honestly never watched more than 15 minutes of an episode. I mean, reality TV doesn't really interest me anyways.
Yeah.
But that show, I was talking more along the lines of the Orwellian version of Big Brother.
I gotcha.
You know what I mean? But yeah, that's who kind of influences these people. He's been around forever. He's got to be close to like 75, 80 years old. And he now has passed on his ideals of globalization and
to the younger generation.
It's somewhat socialist, but at the same time, parts of it are good, where you need to limit certain things. But the way he's practiced it and the way that they're rolling it out with augmented reality and vaccines, I mean, they're all behind that too. Scares the both of us as we're vaccinated.
100%.
So it's just
glad I got my blood work before I got the vaccine. Yeah. Just saying. Let there something be wrong on the next blood work.
Good call there. It's just they all come back to this guy, and it's interesting. So we'll try to have some updates on Klaus Schwab.
One last point on Schwabi here.
Yeah. First of all, we're gonna say, is it Klaus or Klaus?
I think it's Klaus because I like Santa, so I'm going with Klaus.
Klaus Schwab.
Klaus Schwab,
like Saint Nick of globalization.
And don't call him Charles Schwab like I have been for the past 20 minutes.
Oh, Charles Schwab.
Yeah, that's
Klaus. Yeah,
Charles Schwab is like the need money now kind of people. No, that's J.G. Wentworth.
That's J.G. Wentworth.
I don't know who.
Did you know that old guy in that commercial is not J.G. Wentworth? That's just some old guy. J.G. Wentworth isn't even a real guy. Yeah, that's a fun fact for you. You watch those commercials? Everyone knows it. I have a structured settlement, but I need cash now.
All right. Klaus?
Klaus or Klaus?
Klaus. Klaus, yeah.
Is it Klaus?
I think it's Klaus.
I thought it was Klaus.
Klaus. Did he go to Epstein Island?
Not sure. We'll have to get back to you.
We'll have to figure that out.
Next update on humanity on the next Klaus Schwab or Klaus. Klaus Schwab. Like Santa Claus. Like, instead of bringing Christmas presents, he's bringing the bugs. He's bringing the bugs. I am Santa Claus.
All right, so now we're going into the...
We'll do the rapid fire?
Rapid fires?
All right.
Alrighty.
So, yeah, back here, we're going to do some little rapid fire. We're talking a little mini break right there about potentially doing an update on John Malkovich.
I like the idea.
Yeah.
Figure out what he's doing.
Why does Klaus Schwab get all the attention?
Yeah. It's a little
good.
Little weirdo, you know?
Good and bad.
He's a little weirdo. I love the fucking guy, but he's a little weird.
Yeah. He's out there.
He's out there.
The good, the bad, and the John Malkovich. We'll call it that.
There you go.
The good, the bad, and updates on Johnny Boy.
Like it.
Love it. All right. So, rapid fire. This one I'll start right off with on Disclose TV, which is at Disclose TV on Twitter. Great, somewhat independent, always sourced by actual articles and media companies like Reuters, awesome. AP. So you'll always find something backing it up.
That's good.
This was in this afternoon. Iran has started enriching uranium up to 5% purity with advanced IR-6 centrifuges, according to a report seen by Reuters. So basically, they're enriching uranium to make nukes. Iran.
Are they enriching uranium to make nukes, or are they enriching it to make nuclear power?
Well, that's a good point. It could be the nuclear power plants.
I mean, let's face it. We need to get away from fossil fuels.
Yeah.
Everybody says.
Iran has a lot of it, right?
They do have a lot of oil. They do have a lot of oil.
So would they really want to make...
But why not be... Why would they be a competitor when they can make it themselves? Okay. They could be the leading engineers of brand new nuclear power, because let's face it, there hasn't been much advancements in nuclear power for a long time.
No, and it's safe.
And it's safe for the most part. It's safe. I mean,
when you
every meltdown that happened was human error. Mm-hmm. It wasn't anything to do with the actual planet itself.
I think Chernobyl was like a mix between human error and a malfunction.
Chernobyl was a faulty part.
Yeah, the HBO show on that is really good.
That is really good. I watched.
It's just weird because they're all British, and it's like. You know, they're Soviets, like Ukrainian Soviets or whatever. Yeah. And they all speak in British accents, all British actors.
Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah, it's a good show. The main character, the doctor, is fantastic. But, yeah, I mean, I actually didn't even think of that, why they would maybe be enriching uranium. You
could be, the more plausible answer is yes, nuclear bombs, but I'm going to go with the lighter side and say it's
there you go.
nuclear power.
Way to look out for Iran. The Ayatollah over there. I would say the Ayatollah is looking at you and be like, I like this guy. We're not looking for nukes.
Please like and subscribe.
Horrible Ayatollah. I'm not going to try to do the Ayatollah.
Yeah, don't do that.
But yeah, it's funny. I would not have thought of that. All right, so this a little bit, I'm going to kind of keep it on the downer side and then get to the more fun stuff later on. So deaths from widespread flooding. I actually hadn't even heard of this until today.
I did not. Evidently, it's been going on for months.
Yeah, since mid-June, over 1,000 people have died in these widespread floodings in Pakistan. The climate minister of the country called the deadly monsoon season a serious climate catastrophe.
And from that, I didn't even know that Pakistan was the holder of the most glaciers, except for the polar glaciers.
Really? What, for like in the mountains?
Yeah. That's where all the flooding is coming from.
Oh, so it's from the glaciers.
From these glaciers and torrential monsoon downpours.
Wow.
So the monsoon downpours are melting the glaciers.
Melting the glaciers, probably
and just causing,
hot.
Yeah,
wow.
and causing a shit ton of water coming down on these villages.
That's crazy. So there is a lot you could say about climate change, good, bad, what is actually happening and what is a little bit over exaggerated, what is maybe undersell a little bit.
100%.
But yeah, I saw that and I was like, I haven't even heard of this. And there's over in Pakistan, 1,000 people have died so far in the last couple months.
That's crazy.
And we haven't had one hurricane here.
Nope.
We haven't. Hurricane season in the Atlantic Ocean hasn't. I don't think a single hurricane.
Not yet this year, I don't think.
Would be the first time in like 30 or 40 years.
Really? I didn't know that.
That we have. Well, I mean, knock on wood. Sorry.
Sorry, Florida. I
thought hurricane season was over.
That's awesome.
But
yeah, I didn't hear about Pakistan at all. Where's that in the news?
Exactly.
What the hell? 1,000 people dying? That's a lot of people.
And the fact that
I bet you if it was a mass shooting, they'd be all over it.
Yeah. Pakistan, for sure. NATO flagship. This is one that had broke down. The HMS Prince of Wales had broke down after setting sail from Portsmouth. Will remain anchored until officials fix a mechanical issue.
Do you have any idea why that's a flagship ship? Is that the right pronunciation of that too?
Flagship? Well, I did hear that you're not supposed to call ships women anymore. I know that's like not allowed, like her vessel. No anymore. Yeah.
Oh, the pronoun?
The pronoun brigade got that one.
Come on. Okay.
You can't call a ship a her. It's just a ship. It's an it. Right?
What happened to thar she blows? What happened to that?
Thar blows!
Oh, that was a whale. Sorry. Not a ship.
Yeah.
That was a whale.
That Ishmael? I don't really know Moby Dick that well.
Yeah, me either.
It broke down.
Do you know what made that a flagship?
No.
Vessel? I don't either.
No. I mean,
I think look into that more.
So the NATO flagship, I don't know, it was coming out of port to do drills as a 4-month deployment to the United States.
And it had to turn right back around.
It's a $3.5 billion vessel. I mean, that's, again, like it's almost like the same thing as Artemis 1. We spend so much money on this shit. It's a $3.5 billion ship. It shouldn't have problems.
That is a humongous
That is a huge
paperweight right now.
Sitting there in the ocean, anchored off an island, just a $3.5 billion boat.
Yeah.
Like, my God. I mean, I know the mega yachts that Bezos and Musk is flying around.
Yeah.
He's looking like a polar bear. They probably have nothing on this $3.5 billion vessel, but they work better.
Yeah, they actually float.
Imagine that.
You can drive them. It's amazing.
Free market wins again. Oops.
Whoopsie.
Try to get some updates on the flagship. Maybe we'll see which one takes off. Oh, that's a good bet to make. Which do you think will get free first, the space shuttle or the vessel?
Well, considering that the space shuttle is
supposed to launch,
their
odds are probably minus 450.
We're going minus 450.
They keep pushing it back. They keep pushing the date back.
They do keep pushing it back.
Beat that point into you until it's freaking blue in the face over here, but. We'll see. I don't know. I would still probably take the missile or the spaceship going off.
The spaceship going off?
That vessel's going to be sitting there for months.
Oh, yeah, just waiting for a part.
Yeah.
That's coming from China.
Yep. So, Iraq, to kind of wrap up the Middle East news that we have here, at least for today, Iraq is on a current, what was it here? Curfew.
Yeah, that starts at 4:30 in the after fucking noon.
So this story seems to be changing, and they stormed the palace yesterday. I guess someone in the government, the Republican side of the government, had left, and all his supporters.
He basically threw up his arms and said, "Fucking, I'm out."
I was reading the story, and I was like, okay, this is, I mean, a little bit different there, but this is literally the Iraqi version of what happened to us 2 years ago.
Exactly.
I mean, it was almost to a T. The protesters stormed the Capitol after the one guy leaves office. It was like, okay, we're just going through reruns and putting it in different subtitles now. Like, what are we doing?
Well, it worked in America. Let's try it here.
Yeah. Well, I was a little behind over there, so it's like, you might as well. But I thought...
What's the time difference?
Yeah.
3 years?
Slightly, a little more in certain cases.
Okay.
So, and I actually saw clips after I had found this story earlier. It's going down over there. I mean, Disclosed TV, again, has actual footage of either Kabul, or not Kabul, what's Baghdad, is like under siege tonight. Like almost civil unrest, either civil war or the army versus civilians. But I mean, the video is people running around and just constant gunfire.
Another war we can get involved in that we have no.
Well, we already were in it, and we left, and we're in, and we're out.
Yeah,
it's just the money machine continues to go.
Yeah,
so it's by they want these.
Are you saying there's a military industrial complex?
Maybe once.
Oh shit!
I'm getting that too. I'm sure there'll be more to chime in on that one.
Oh, fucking A.
So, as we get into maybe the more lighter side here, slightly, Google chatbot is sentient.
Yeah, what the fuck is this, bro?
This just reeks of Klaus.
And, bro, it said that
is the ex-engineer who claims it.
Yes, it's the ex-engineer that claims it, and Google set out, like, a test for this bot.
Yeah.
And it said that the election was rigged.
Wait, what?
It said the election.
That's what the bot said?
The bot said the election was rigged. It said there is no possible way that Jews can control the world. Like, this is what this bot is saying.
So it pretty much just takes what everybody talks about on the internet and makes it whatever's the most popular, kind of like written.
Sure.
Okay. That's pretty funny, though.
This new test says, since they reworked it because this guy said it was sentient and they went back and revamped it. Now the new test that they have is you can ask these 3 questions or nothing at all. Huh. Like you can talk about dogs. It'll talk to you about dogs. You can talk about what was the other one? There was 2 more. It was in that article. Let me see.
It's probably. I mean, I think it is cool that they have these things that are getting so intelligent. It's just. I mean,
is it cool though? It's fucking scary.
But it's
to
a
me.
bot. I mean, it's not like those ones in Boston, whatever, Boston Electronics or Boston Dynamics, something like that. One of the companies out there that makes those dogs that you see in Black Mirror. Yeah. And they can walk and they can, they run like crazy. Yeah. I mean, there's clips of a Russian-made one.
They're out there.
I mean, they're weapons.
But it's fucking turning into Chappie, bro. Love that movie. The first one is Imagine It. So the demo prompts users to name a place and then, in quotes, offers paths to explore your imagination. That might be interesting. Maybe we can get a...
I mean, we could actually do a chatbot simulation here if it's available.
We have to sign up for it. The second one is List It, where the demo lets testers share a goal or topic, and I'm going to fuck up this name, but I'm going to call it Lambda.
Yeah, I saw that. It's like
LAMDA.
Yeah.
Will break it down into a list of helpful subtasks, so you can tell it, like, I want to take over the world. It'll tell you how.
Okay. Cool.
All right. And then the third demo is Talk About It, which is the dogs edition. So you can talk about dogs, which evidently will show you the ability to stay on a topic, even if you try to veer off. Because, that's helpful.
For us.
Well, yeah. That would help us a lot.
You know what? We should probably have this Lambda
no shit.
moderate this podcast so that we can keep us on topic without going too far into John Malkovich's lair. That's good, though. I mean, they always say like there's that good stuff about it. Like dogs. Yeah. Dogs. Happy. You can teach you how to, teach your dog new tricks. It'll also teach you how to make a bomb, probably.
The problem is that it always comes back to negative side effects.
Because that's what people are.
Yeah.
People will always try to manipulate that bot to do the wrong thing.
Well, I got to make some money.
If it's sentient.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
It probably knows right from wrong.
Yeah, but if it's sentient,
here's my Venmo account.
If it's sentient, it's gonna make its own bomb.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in a way, I mean, it's just weird that the technology that everyone has, those companies. So I'll say this: you have, you are obviously a big, is it DC? Is Batman?
I am very DC.
Yeah. So Warner Brothers is shopping out the Batman Cape Crusader.
So now we're just gonna let Batman go? Come on!
Like that.
Like that is the one thing you don't let go, you dumbass.
Well, we mentioned it earlier that Warner Brothers isn't doing very well.
That is true.
They're losing money, and
they're supposed to be cutting like $3 trillion by 2024.
Yeah, that's rough. That's a very old school, like famous company in media for American history, like in the past.
Who doesn't remember Bugs Bunny coming out with Warner Brothers with every single fucking movie?
That carrot.
Yeah.
That carrot looks way better than any real carrot that you'd ever eat in your life.
For real.
I fucking hate carrots. Actually, the only carrots I like to eat, I will say, are like really cooked carrots.
I don't even like carrots.
Carrots suck.
I hate carrots. They're so good for your eyes.
That is literally what I would say. You eat rabbit food. That's what I would say. Shaved carrots. They give you the carrots and celery when I get wings. Everywhere you go. Those things get tossed right into the empty bowl.
Yeah, why would you even try?
Immediately. As a kid, I used to just literally dip that in the blue cheese and just suck the blue cheese off and leave the carrots. Soggy ass saliva carrots.
Stupid ass orange ass carrots.
But yeah, Warner Brothers. I didn't even know. I mean, Batman Cape Crusader. What's that? It's an animated show.
Yeah, it's a new animated show. It's supposed to be.
So it's
not even out yet.
It's not. Oh, so they haven't even.
They haven't done anything.
Oh,
but it was supposed to be on the premise of Batman the animated series, like the same kind of dark mental path where I actually got into Batman.
So is it like adult cartoon or is it kid cartoon?
It could be either.
Teen.
Yeah, I would say teen.
Like PG-13
Probably.
or whatever. Yeah. TV
I mean,
14.
it was supposed to go on to HBO Max, so it could be very
if they go to HBO.
But they're not gonna because they're trying to shop it out.
HBO would turn it into like some Game of Thrones style
TVMA at that point.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's so. I mean, I do. That's probably the one story that I like the most because it's like a common guy. It's just a big, rich guy,
and it's something you can follow. Like Iron Man, yeah, okay, he's a philanthropist,
None
but he
of them
made
interest me.
But he made a freaking metal suit. This guy is just a guy.
Yeah,
he's a guy. He's a rich dude that learned some kung fu skills and has the money to do everything.
The cartoons, actually, there was the one cartoon with Dr. Freeze. It was one of my favorite ones back in the day.
The animated series.
The animated one. It was the one Batman movie I think that I had that was like the animated version. I don't think we had any other Batman movies either, but obviously we could maybe get into some ranking Batman sometime.
Oh boy.
Which I know you'll probably have a field day with.
I will have
I know
field day.
3 of them, and obviously the best one is George Clooney.
Oh. Oh God.
People have told me I talk like George Clooney, and when this pod comes out, they'll know that I'm not George Clooney.
Immediately?
I mean,
I don't know.
I remember who told me that. Someone was like, "Your voice sounds like George Clooney." I'm like, "Really?"
That's interesting.
I don't hear it. Yeah, it's not true. But for Men On Out, I kind of had I was like, "All right, George."
Cool, George.
So misrepresented. Yeah, I'd have George around sometime.
Which way did he go?
So you think George? HBO Max would be the best one for that to land? Because
I would love it to, but
it's selling Batman.
But WB owns HBO, so if they're shopping it out, yeah.
So they're not going to have it.
They're not going to have it.
Shit.
Yeah, that sucks for me.
Yeah.
Because I already, paid for HBO Max.
It's just unfortunate. I mean,
I forgot to fucking put Jim's HBO Max on his TV.
Oh boy.
Shit.
Well,
until next week.
Yeah. So HBO. I was gonna say real quick on the House of Dragons. You guys aren't gonna watch it until
the full season comes out.
Yeah, last night's was pretty good too. There's been a couple graphic scenes, but it is just building.
Yeah.
They do go there though. I mean, that's Game of Thrones. And
they go hard.
The funny thing is there's a couple articles on there. I was gonna mention one. I might as well now, but they said people are upset about the about certain shit like the intro song is the same. Like that shit like that. I was like, who cares? That's the best part. I mean, you can't wait for that.
Everybody knows what it is.
Yeah, I hum it as soon as it's Sunday. Like Sunday morning, waking up just like all day. Shauna wants to kill me because she doesn't watch it. She hates it. But I was like, people will just complain about everything.
Yeah, 'cause they have so many outlets now that we'll just find the nitpicky. How many complaints do you think we're going to get about this fucking podcast?
Yeah. It's
I'm expecting a shit ton of hate mail. I hope you know.
as long as they still have a job.
That's why this is our second gig.
Mickey Mantle baseball card. So
$12.6 million
yes.
for a rookie card.
Yeah.
A cardboard card.
Was it signed?
I don't.
It wasn't even signed.
No, it was just a rookie card.
It was just a perfect condition rookie card.
Yeah.
What was the rookie cards that they used to make back then? I know it was like Topps. What were some of the other brands of cards?
Upper Deck.
That was a little more later on, but like the old ones were. Peachies were big for hockey. Remember, like recently, I was really into fucking memorabilia for like about 3 weeks. My dad found a bunch of his old cards. He had every single card from like 1976 or something like that. Pretty much every single card, whole league, except for Walter Payton, whose rookie card is probably worth like $50,000 in good condition.
Yeah, all those other cards, 92 cents combined.
Yeah. Pretty much. I mean, there's a few decent rookie. Ed Too Tall Jones was one of them. Terry Bradshaw.
You're going to tell me all these names? Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're talking football now?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said hockey.
I'm all over the place.
I guess so.
And they were all over the place in his box. I mean, he actually kept the 1 year. He goes, yeah, me and Nick, his old buddy, was probably like, yeah, we tried to just go out there and get every card. I'm like, damn, you guys were dedicated. He was like 15 or whatever. And I was like, I don't know, I wouldn't be doing that myself. But he had a shit ton of them. Went through all of it. He found like the old checklists, and he found the Chicago Bears, and he was like, oh. And I was like, it's probably not in there. Every single one was checked off except for Walter Payton.
Of course.
Yeah. So even back then, you know, it was tough to get. So your dad has a lot of cards.
My dad has a lot of cards.
Yeah.
I don't even know what half of them are.
Yeah.
I know a lot of them are baseball.
Baseball is probably the most
I probably should go through them, but he won't let me go through them until he's gone.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well,
he didn't like me touching them when I was a kid.
It's smart.
Yeah, because I would have bent the fuck out of those corners.
Yeah.
I know it.
I had a couple. I know I had a card that was not really worth much, but it was like a pretty decent card based on like the year. Because I had a ton of hockey cards growing up. And the one really good card, I ripped in half. Like, I found the one half of it. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, when I say really good card, it was like maybe worth $3. You know, like,
yeah, but still.
Most of them are worth nothing.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's
the one that I was like, oh my God, this one actually would have been worth whatever goalie rookie card. It was like Cujo or something.
Bro,
like
do you
that.
know how much our Pokemon cards would be worth right now?
I gave them all to my cousin.
I just threw mine out.
Oh. At least I could always go and ask for it back if he hasn't already pawned them off.
Mine are just gone.
Yeah, I gave them to my cousin. I was like, here's my Pokemon card. I didn't really have that many good ones. I had friends that had good Pokemon cards.
Man, it doesn't even matter if you got first gen.
Yeah.
You're fucking...
This was a mint condition 1952 Topps rookie card. Topps, Mickey Mantle. Mickey had a great life. You know the story of Mickey at all?
I don't.
Playboy. Fun, fly, High Rider. It's a good movie out with him. It's called 61. It's him and Roger Maris. It's like a biopic.
All right.
Barry Pepper, I think is his name, plays... Who was that? Who was the other guy I was just talking about? Roger Maris. And Mickey Mantle is the guy from Hung. If you've ever seen that show.
I have not, but
Fucking
okay.
male prostitute. Great. I could talk pop culture all day long and what actors are from, but never fucking know their name. So I'm surprised I came up with Barry Pepper.
Yeah, pretty good.
That
was pretty
from
good.
3. Yeah, and he also played old Dale Earnhardt. So that's, I would say, what else we got on here? Lou Ferrigno.
Oh, yeah.
The Hulk.
My Hulk guy.
Yeah, Lou Ferrigno. So we try to cover a little bit here and there. There was a story on men wearing skirts. That was a CNN story. Wanted to try to get a CNN story and a Fox News story in here, you know, just to get both sides of it. So the CNN story was men are wearing skirts.
Brad Pitt
was wearing a skirt. Who else? Lil Nas X. Easy target. And then a few other guys that are wearing skirts.
Lil Nas X with a hot pink.
Yes.
Suit top and
Be tough
skirt.
to ride a horse with that.
Yeah.
Do you ever wear a skirt?
No, I've never worn a skirt.
I have wore one skirt in my life. I was a cheerleader when I was probably 13 or 14 for Halloween.
Nice.
Yeah. So I wore a
leotards
dress.
and everything?
Yeah, I was probably had underwear, maybe even pants on underneath. But I was wearing a dress.
All right. Well, there you go.
Didn't like it.
Didn't speak
No,
your
I
truth.
like to have everything secure.
It did not speak your truth.
No, it was airy. I mean, I'll give you that. It was definitely airy. You could move lightly with it.
Yeah,
but that's one thing I was like, I'm not really sure about that. But so all power to you. Remember what you need to. But yeah, the Hulk, Lou Ferrigno, was named an honorary police officer for the Syracuse Police Department. So he joined Fox and Friends. I just thought it was nuts. First of all, because Syracuse close to home, upstate New Yorkers here, and
who else do you want pulling you over though?
I mean, I think I could take him in a photo. He's like what? He's like 70 years. I mean, he's old.
Well, do you want Lou Ferrigno or Steven Seagal?
I mean, that's actually a really good comparison. Like, that's a good second game.
Yeah.
That's a really good one to Tom Cruise and Mel Gibson.
I like it.
Fucking yeah, Ferrigno or Seagal.
Yeah.
See, Seagal is like shifty. He's got ninja moves. Ferrigno's just massive. You get his hands on you, he's like the mountain in Game of Thrones.
100%.
Crush your skull.
But Steven Seagal could just pick you apart with his feet.
Yeah, that's true. He might take out your jugular with his toenails before you can even blink.
For real.
But Ferrigno you could probably run away from. That's the thing is like he would just be there for like obviously media events, shit like that. But like he spent 17 years, I think some 17 years in California as a cop before he became an actor.
Really?
So in his prime,
he was a cop.
That's pretty crazy. I mean that to me would be like, okay, like Lou Ferrigno now, he's getting a little older.
Yeah, but in his prime when he was the Hulk.
Holy shit. 17 years. I bet you people just pulled right over as soon as he fucking pulled up to the car.
Probably saw the freaking upper body in the window in the rear view. Just boom.
The Hulk.
The Hulk.
I mean, coming to your window to tap and like, yep, whatever you need. You could be
license and registration, please.
You could be innocent and probably admit to murder just because that guy's like, whatever you say today,
just don't hurt me.
I fucking did it. I did it. Please. Oh, I pulled you over. Louis Ferrigno.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, so good for him. I didn't know he was a cop before that myself.
I wonder if there's like a commission for that.
No. I don't know. I mean, there's probably a little bit of recognition.
I'm sure that he's getting paid somehow just for the appearance.
Yeah, appearance tickets.
Yeah,
appearance tickets. Appearance fees.
Yeah. And
probably maybe a few appearance tickets checking out this. You never know what Louis is up to.
For real.
He wasn't a cop until now.
All charges acquitted.
Probably fed. So you mentioned this yesterday. The 21 and older whipped cream.
Yeah.
Ban. So you can't buy whipped cream. I thought it was just New York City, but it's actually New York State.
New York State.
So you got to show ID to buy whipped cream now to prevent people from
doing
kids
whippets.
going and doing whippets.
Yes.
So that's nuts.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's
a little bit of overreaching power, if I have to say so myself.
It's the beautiful state we find ourselves in. As of now, we're able to broadcast this.
Yeah. Maybe not next week, but we'll try.
So that's always like, I get it. It's the overreach, the same thing as vapes, which, by the way, are banned here and we're smoking freely because they sell them fucking everywhere. Because people are probably not even going to follow that. You go into a country store down in fucking Livonia or wherever the hell you are, Bloomfield, those people are probably not going to ID someone going in there to buy it. They don't care.
No.
This is a problem for the people who care about everything. And the people that say like, okay, really it's a statist view. It's just we so support the government and the state, and it's, they always just think it's forever right. No matter what they tell you to do, it's going to have to be right because they told you to do it.
And I hate to say it, but most of those people are living off the system.
Yeah, and this is whipped cream. It's whipped cream.
How are you supposed to celebrate your birthday anymore?
It's going to make a shortcake, man.
Where's my strawberries?
It's like, all right.
Sorry, I can't get the whipped cream.
To be fair, I didn't make a whole lot of cakes with whipped cream when I was under 21. I was doing whippets.
Fair point.
Who didn't? Back in the day,
you gotta try it once, right?
It's just your mom goes to use it the next time. It's just
liquid. It's
just
whipped cream anymore.
Seeping out of you like a freaking morning after Taco Bell feast.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It was but that's crazy. They'll do anything to say that they're protecting people, but it's just annoying.
I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
Yep.
If you hear that, run away.
Absolute worst things to hear. All right, so I guess we'll wrap up on this one. Let me actually just say like how many people you actually even know in this story, because I only knew one person in this story.
Okay.
So Young Gravy. First of all, we had to cover every little bit of demographics we'll try to get. This one was from Teen Vogue.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This is when I left off. For
Okay.
you. Young Gravy took Addison Rae's mom as a VMA date last night. So the VMAs were last night, MTV Music Awards.
Who's Young Gravy?
Is it Video Music Awards? Yeah.
Who's Young?
I didn't know who Young Gravy was myself. I just got up to date with Kid Leroy, some Kid Leroy, and then there's also Jack Harlow, who are all
I've heard of Jack Harlow.
He is a white rapper.
Yeah.
Jack Harlow's pretty good. There's all these white rappers who look almost identical.
Young Gravy is a white guy?
This is Young Gravy. This is Young Gravy and the MILF, the mom, Addison Rae's mom.
Bro, he could be singing some country. What the hell? He's a rapper?
He's a rapper. And I don't know what's going on with the pinky in that picture, because that was just so
He's
weird.
fancy, bro.
Couldn't
Pinky out.
When in doubt, bring a MILF to a VMA. So he said, all right, so Young Gravy and Addison's mom, Sherry Easterling, were seen smooching for the cameras. And I did. I saw a few videos making out on the red carpet.
Just
he was
making full
really into it. Yeah.
Like, tongue, everything.
Yeah, some tongue.
Yeah.
Like maybe church marriage tongue.
Church tongue?
Church tongue.
All right.
Probably church tongue,
All right.
Red carpet tongue.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So yeah, I guess he called her the queen of the MILFs. I don't know. He's Young Gravy. And so Addison Rae, do you know what that is?
No.
So I know she's very, very popular. She's got like over 40 million followers on Instagram. I thought she was an OnlyFans model.
Okay.
Online.
All right.
That
means,
yeah.
We all know what that means.
So it turns out she was like the most popular TikToker. So that's, in itself, she's become the most, like, I guess, followed or shared or something TikToker of all time. So that's a pretty huge influencer. 21 years old. Mom's probably like, mid 40s, early 40s. Smoke. She looks like that chick from Flight, the mother. You know what I'm talking about? The chick, you ever seen Flight with Denzel Washington?
Long time ago.
That's the whatever chick he meets like in the hospital.
Okay,
also in recovery.
Yeah.
She kind of looks like her. She's in a couple other movies too. So that Addison Rae, I was like, okay, she got 40 million followers, she's the biggest TikToker in the world. I was like, man, she must be like little President Z's fucking absolute shining American icon for how much she is just followed by these people. Whatever the hell she says, whatever she does, that's the culture. That's people want to be Addison Rae.
Yeah.
No one wants to be different. Everyone wants to be somewhat the same.
Yeah.
So, that to me, she should deserve some fucking Chinese Medal of Freedom or something like that.
No shit.
Medal of Oppression, whatever the hell they award over there. Like, good for you, Addison Rae. But now she has to answer to Young Gravy, dipping it in her mother.
She's
hot. She's fucking hot, mom. Honestly, good for Young Gravy.
Yeah, good for Young Gravy.
I'll try to get more into it. Maybe we'll
to swing high,
maybe
buddy.
We'll review a couple Young Gravy albums later on.
All right.
I don't know. I'll be into the Young Gravy. All right.
All because he banged Addison Rae's mom.
Who I never even realized I knew how she was popular.
Yeah.
I never heard of Young Gravy. Everyone today is talking about Young Gravy.
Is it like Y-O-U-N? Or is it Y-U?
It's actually Y-U-N-G.
Y-U-N-G.
Like the Young family.
All right.
Not the Young, not Steve Young. You know what I got? The TikTok Young.
Gotcha.
The Youngs. Yeah. I just hope he gets it while his gravy is still young.
Nailed it.
Get a dad joke in there somewhere. You don't want to be, no one's interested in you when you're old gravy.
Yeah, that's for damn sure.
You want to
got the film over you.
Gotta have be Young Gravy for life. Love Young Gravy.
Oh shit.
All right, so I guess we'll wrap it up.
Into Tom Cruise or Mel Gibson.
Tom Cruise or Mel Gibson.
What do you got for us?
All right, so this week I will go with the questions. Next week you will come with the questions, so kind of cover the news stories as we go along. So essentially, we'll read off a scenario. Very simple. Would you either have Tom Cruise or Mel Gibson do it? And the first one, coming off that last story with Young Gravy.
Oh God.
Who would you bring as a date to a red carpet event? Tom Cruise or Mel Gibson?
Oh God.
I guess it could be a mandate, whatever the hell you need it to
That's
be.
fine. I don't care.
Who do you think
I would probably take Mel Gibson.
It's Mel Gibson. Yeah.
He would be the more formal guy, I believe.
He would be formal.
I mean, for fuck's sake, Tom Cruise jumped on Oprah's couch. You don't jump on her couch. Are you fucking kidding me?
This is Tom Cruise. He's on to something.
What's he on to?
He's on.
Scientology?
What is he on to or on? I don't know.
What's he on? I don't know.
You don't really ever know what he's on or what he's up to or what's coming up next with him. Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably Mel Gibson. It's less likely that he's going to embarrass you.
Yeah.
Most of his embarrassing moments are done away from public.
Yes.
You know.
In the dark hours of the night, like
on his daughter's voicemails. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. So yeah, I think that one's I think that would go Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise would be. I'm sorry, Mel Gibson. Go with Mel Gibson on that one because he would be publicly
decent.
Yeah.
You never know what the fuck's gonna happen.
Tom Cruise can swing in there. You know, it's a risky bit. Dude, take those old records off the shelf. Jesus. Oh, Tom showed up in his underwear again. He must be back on Percocet.
I really wish he'd take off those goddamn sunglasses.
Come on, Tom. Just trying to have a nice night here at the Emmys.
That's fucking awesome.
All right, so who would you? Let's go. Who would you rather do whippets with? Tom Cruise or Mel Gibson?
Tom Cruise.
Because
you never know what's going to happen.
I think of Mel Gibson doing whippets, and I think of him cackle, laughing, and crying at the same time. Like he thinks it's so funny that he himself is like on the cross burning, but he finds it funny at the same time. I don't know. I just think Tom would go into this weird. Probably
he might go down the spiral, and you might not like that.
Yeah.
Well, he'll probably go dark really quick. I bet.
Whippets though are usually pretty quick.
Yeah.
That's why, truthfully, I think I'd give mine to Mel Gibson because he'd be harmless. You know, you wouldn't want to feed him with too much booze or too much uppers. Just like in the 80s or 90s when his ego was as inflated as his massive head. But I think on whippets, Mel would just be like chill, laughing.
He'd probably go back to
cry, laughing.
Is just perfect.
Tom Cruise might freak the fuck out.
He might freak the fuck out. You might have to call an ambulance. I mean, it's possible.
It's like, Tom, I get it, man. It's like we've seen it. Let's move on. Yeah. So, all right, who would you rather go to the moon with, Tom Cruise or Mel Gibson?
Mel Gibson.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like Tom might break a window.
Tom always has anger issues in this game, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to go well for Tom.
I think Tom would be good because he's been in a lot of space movies. Whereas Mel Gibson in his I don't remember any other space movies other than Signs, and he was on Earth. He did a badass job. He didn't go anywhere though.
He beat the fuck out of some aliens though.
He did. Yep. Chopped that motherfucker's fingers off in one of the most terrifying scenes of my childhood history. And I still get chills.
Yo, I still jump when that fucker passes the window.
You know it's coming.
Holy shit!
Right for the nails. I get you every time. I feel like I have this theory. Tinfoil time. Ding. I think that for those types of scenes, maybe they slow it down or speed it up just slightly for those broadcasts, or they should start doing that so it really scares people.
Yeah.
It's all about the timing of everything.
Yeah.
And you see these movies a million times, you know exactly what's going to happen. But then I also think in the back of like when you're a kid, then it's like anytime you see something that kind of scared you as a kid, it always brings back a little bit of that.
Oh
fear in any of that movie. But
don't bring a clown around me, motherfucker.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll wear my Guy Fawkes mask next time.
I'm good with Guy Fawkes.
I'm
good with Guy Fawkes.
I have 2 masks.
Remember the 5th of November, motherfucker.
It's gonna be my anniversary. It's pretty crazy.
That is pretty sweet, though.
It's pretty wild. I am Guy Fawkes. So, what was it? Oh yeah, who'd you rather go to the moon with? Yeah, I don't know. I think
you're going with Tom.
I think I'd go with Tom.
Why?
Like I said, I think he's been in a lot of movies.
Just the space movies. That's what you're basing this off.
He's the best. He's the best green screen actor.
I mean, he is
a
Scientologist, so I mean, he might have been there already.
Yeah, he also did this stunt. He did this stunt where he flew on the plane. They strapped him to the plane for one of the Mission Impossibles.
Okay.
So he's got somewhat jet training. You know.
Okay. Mel Gibson seems like to me, in the cockpit. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, Mel Gibson seemed like to me he'd immediately get up there, demand to see God, and if he didn't, he'd pull his vents. and then you'd be by yourself. You might have, and then you'd be like, oh fuck, I should have brought Tom. At least he'd be like trying to colonize this shit. Like he'd have a whole plan. Like he
would have already brought the drill. So he would have been mining the motherfucker.
And what was that one? We was Oblivion. In Oblivion, we did this. Yeah. In War of the Worlds, we did this. Okay, so maybe we need to get a little bit more of this. We'll be fine. Okay, Tom.
All right, Tom.
I'll take Tom on the moon.
All right.
Who is more likely to survive longer in the wild, Tom Cruise or Mel Gibson?
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson.
Braveheart.
Yeah, I immediately thought of Braveheart.
Right? You got to think of Braveheart. That motherfucker was wielding a sword.
Tom dominates in a digital world. That's why he'd be good on the moon.
He's a great Mission Impossible motherfucker.
He's 5'7".
Oh, yeah.
No matter where you are.
He's Flutie, motherfucker.
No matter where he is.
Flutie.
Flutie's like 5'10". But looks 5'7". Okay. But he looks 5'7" against those monsters out there. Little guy. Always had a heart for the little guys out there. But Tom Cruise is 5'7".
He's great with a gun.
He's great with CGI. Great with technology.
He's great with technology.
I don't think it would surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me, I should say, if Tom Cruise was a survivalist. But it's Mel Gibson. Yeah. He's going to fucking climb up a tree and fight a bear. You're going to have
a wood cabin in 3 days' time. Like, just chill out for 3 days.
If you push Mel to a wilderness-style lifestyle, very bare bones, minimalist, I think he would thrive.
He would thrive like a motherfucker.
Yeah. If the lights ever go out, if the power goes down,
I want to be in his corner.
Where's Mel? If we all have to leave this earth, it's Tom.
It's Tom.
But if I'm still here, I think Mel would know the lay of the land a little bit better.
He's already got his shoes off before the lights go out. He's ready.
This one's a tough one. I think the hardest one on here. Who is more likely to beat up Lou Ferrigno? Tom Cruise or Mel Gibson?
I'm going to go with Tom.
Shifty?
He's got some kicking power, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like, I always base these off of MMA. I don't go straight fucking boxing match.
So he's like kind of trained.
Yeah.
Somewhat trained.
Yeah. And Ferrigno's a little old. Mel's a little old. I don't think Mel can outrun Lou.
Okay.
I think Tom could run circles around Lou. So.
That's fair. Yeah. I think I would say Tom on that one too. Yeah. Mel's just getting old. I mean, if you base it off of current standings and not prime, even in the prime, I'd say Tom Cruise might even be in his prime right now physically.
Right?
He's on like the Tom Brady lifestyle plan where they just get more and more healthier and more like plastic in the face. So it's just like
they found the
elixir.
They found the elixir.
Oh, they got the God gene. Maybe they do.
I
mean, okay, all right. So Tom's definitely moving up in the power rankings there. This one's right down your alley. Who would play a better Batman? Tom Cruise or Mel Gibson?
Oh boy.
I went out there for mine. I got a good one, I think.
I think I'm going to go with Mel.
Yep.
But not even like Mel now being crazy old Batman. Like
yes.
Yeah.
Mel now.
Yeah, like Batman like
Batman.
Like Batman after Earth.
That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
Dude, yes. So like depressed ass Batman.
Yeah. Like he's done everything. He has a predecessor out there. He doesn't know what to do anymore.
You know, I think it would be good.
But then he goes fucking ape shit and just starts killing people.
Robin went rogue.
Yeah.
And Robin's the bad guy.
Yeah.
He's got to
come back.
Try to bring him back while maybe not. I don't think his own son would be good. I think it would be better if it would be like Alfred's long lost fucking nephew or something would be like his little, because you have to have something to pass it on. Yeah. Who could be the next Caped Crusader? And then from there you even have more Caped Crusaders. And call it Caped Crusader because he's a fucking crusader.
Yeah.
And have old Mel Gibson.
I am just pissed off that Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, where are you motherfuckers with your Caped Crusaders?
Yeah.
We don't have a fucking Batman yet?
Well, we have Klaus Schwab. We have the supervillain. So who's ready?
Yeah. Who's?
We have the villain.
We're missing the
Where is the hero? As I saw, he's jacked, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
He's just a monster human now, which is insane. It makes sense because you have a lot of time to work out, nutrition, making sure he's got the right shit to eat, which is even more important sometimes than working out to get that big. So he is the one I think could be the closest to doing that. Elon Musk just wants to leave the planet.
Yeah,
he just wants to get the fuck
I'm out.
Bezos, Gates is just kind of sinister about it.
Well, he's buying up farmland and shit.
Yeah,
so.
that's kind of weird. And his buddy Klaus is like eats the bugs.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that. I honestly think we should have a follow-up. Could potentially write a script for Mel Gibson.
Let's do this.
Sorry, Tom. You thought that was an easy one for you. Yeah. You're on the same page there. I thought I was going to be alone in that thought of like old Mel, retired, busted ass alcoholic Batman.
Your fat ass gut
just
crusade.
I
gotta get back at it. You know,
I'll save it from Robin.
I'm Batman. You know, fucking old dusty ass. Can't barely say it because he's drunk.
You'd have Robin be some like fucking shifty ass, unbelievable method actor like Colin Farrell or something like that.
Yeah,
and have him be the bad
Ethan Hawke
or Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke.
Love Ethan Hawke.
Dude, that Black Phone I just watched, that shit is
good
amazing.
Shit. All right,
that's a good movie.
I have to give it a shot. All right, last one to wrap up the show.
All right.
Whoa, would you rather play the Ayatollah of Iran? Tom Cruise or Mel Gibson?
I'm going to say Tom Cruise strictly because I think he can persuade himself not to hit the button.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure...
What do you mean? It's just uranium for fucking power energy,
doesn't mean they don't have
nuclear
rockets.
Power, dude. Come on.
Doesn't mean they don't have rockets.
No. The Ayatollah liked you before this.
Maybe they won't listen all the way through.
Yeah, the Ayatollah stopped it. Good shit. We like leaving Earth. So yeah, I think, I don't know, I thought originally maybe Mel Gibson, because he just goes all balls to the wall with like either character actors, like a Braveheart. I think when he directed the Passion of the Christ, he wasn't Christ himself.
In it, no.
But I think like if and I'm trying to think of like what sense either of these guys would be given the job to play the Ayatollah of Iran. Maybe in a Broadway play about like I don't know, anything, what's happening now, the meeting with fucking Trump or whoever the hell they met with last. Yeah, I mean, think of a scenario where, again, this is probably the most far-fetched. I like Mel.
You like Mel?
I think I've liked Mel for a lot of these, and I was surprised at that. I thought the Whippets one would definitely be Tom Cruise, and then maybe the Ayatollah, just because Tom could go dark. He was the great guy in the agent in Tropic Thunder, and you couldn't even tell it was him.
Yeah, that's true.
You could tell when he started talking, but it was like, but he could blend in with that. He could kind of go with anything, but for some reason, I just feel like as Christian as Mel Gibson is, he would go balls to the wall for the supreme leader of Iran in the Muslim world.
Yeah.
He'd do it.
Oh, yeah. He'd convert and just be immediately just, boom, let's go.
He would do it for Christ. Mel Gibson would play
Isn't that Allah?
Yeah. Well, yeah, for that. And then Mel Gibson would play the Ayatollah of Iran for Jesus Christ, his Savior. And that's, I guess, all we have.
Yeah, that's all we got.
That's all we got. All
that is episode 1, bitches.
Take it easy.
Peace.